Well, good morning, everybody. Todd Nash, President of the Oregon Cattlemen's Association. I'm here today with Rodger Huffman. Rodger, you've thrown your hat in the ring for President of Oregon Cattlemen's Association, and you've been nominated for that position. So congratulations first, but Rodger, do you want to introduce yourself to those that may not know you or may not know you as fully as you would like?
Oh, yeah, sure. Rodger Huffman. I'm over here, grew up in Union County. Have been all around livestock my whole life. My grandfather was active and had some interest in the local sale barns and big ranch and bought cattle in Montana. And so, it's always been a part of my blood and something I've been interested to follow into from a career standpoint. And was fortunate enough to get into that through the brand inspection system and then work my way up to administrator of that and all of the animal programs for the Department of Ag for the livestock side for about 15 years with the state veterinarian and all that. So I've always had cattle on the side when I was doing that, and just like my grandfather, I'm sure I'll always have some, always. So um, yeah, it's a passion. I am running on a couple of his old ranches, and it's just something I feel like giving back to the industry. I've got a whole career of livestock information and participation, and I'd like to give back to the industry.
Okay, thank you. What do you see as the most pressing, the most pressing issue that is facing Oregon cattlemen's industry here today?
Well, there's cost, obviously, is the extreme costs involved, and the price has increased recently due to supply and demand issues, but still, it makes it tough. The whole system is just really makes it hard for the producer themselves to make any money. So um, to me, the biggest thing is cost and availability of land to run on is becoming more and more critical. So working towards that would be another goal. And lastly, for the association itself, retention of ongoing members and recruiting new is very important to me.
Okay. Rodger, what do you see as the greatest opportunity here in the cattle industry in Oregon today?
Well, here in Oregon, I guess opportunity. I don't know. Again, to secure market position and in any way try to get um, a fair value out of your calves and the quality and yet pay back for that amount of effort and financial input that they put into the system and the genetics, that there's a payback that's profitable and sustainable.
Okay. I'm going to give you a scenario. You get a call from Capital Press and they want a statement from Oregon Cattlemen's Association. It's an issue that hypothetically could be very detrimental to cattle producers in Oregon, but you're not well versed in the subject and they need a statement as soon as possible. How do you handle such a scenario?
Well, I think fortunately for me, because I have been active in the Oregon Cattlemen's Association and going to their meetings for about 35 years, I know the history. I know most of the topics. Of course, being part of the executive team, I'm aware of the resolutions and the policies. So if it's not addressed in that, of course, we have committee chairs that are for those primary topics that should be well versed and up on the topic themselves. And so that's something, if it's not covered in the bylaws and in the resolutions, then it would be something that clearly policy. If it's not there, then we would have to bank on our education and our ability to call on those within our membership that have that kind of skill set that can then help build a response to that.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple more questions. What qualifies you to move into this position?
Well, I feel the qualifications, according to the bylaws, have clearly been met. But again, with my 31 years of the Department of Ag in charge of the livestock industry and the programs, brand inspection, animal health, the feeds, and the predator control, which again, that goes back to the wolf, beaver, all the predator stuff that we have to deal with. So I feel that my breadth of knowledge in all those subjects and the people I know and the contacts I have at high levels in state government can get a lot done for the industry, both on the back side and the front side. And so, again, I've been in leadership positions. I've been treasurer for a 2-year period, also an interim treasurer, and committee chair for the Wolf Committee, as well as the Animal Health and ID Committee now. And so I will continue to be active and a cheerleader for the industry. So I think, again, just my width of knowledge and people in industry and history, I think it's a good fit.
Okay. Well, Rodger, I want to give you some time here at the end for some closing thoughts. You talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. Um, I guess for me, looking at this industry and this whole thing, the production of livestock animals, and I look around, I go to the sale, and of course I look at our membership, and I even look at myself. Clearly, the small producers, everybody has a job. In fact, even the largest producers in this county all have a secondary income or a primary income that's not livestock. We all do it because we love it. It's a part of our history, but it's also some legacy in some cases. But it really gets back to family. And like I said, I do run on a couple of properties. I know plenty of people, and I can get stuff done here locally. But it comes down to my son, my grandson, granddaughter, and passing those traditions down to those, running on those family properties, and keeping it viable, even though we know that small producers is not going to pay the bills with the livestock production. But still, keeping the tradition going, not unlike the rodeo, how popular it is today, even though a lot of those things are not used in everyday ranching life, obviously, but it's all part of that. And for me, it comes down to keeping everything that we have and enhancing what we can to make it better for the industry.
Okay. Rodger, thanks for getting on here today, and thanks for being willing to serve. And we look forward to going to Pendleton, going to the annual convention, and having a vote on new leadership. So with that, uh, we'll visit with you later, and you have a good day.
All right. And thanks for the opportunity. And yeah, we'll see everybody in Pendleton.